I'm Jack Kelly. I'm Wisconsin Watch's statehouse reporter. So I cover mostly state politics, the statehouse, the governor and the governor's office, the legislature, and the state Supreme Court. The state superintendent of public instruction is the state's top education official. It's kind of unique in Wisconsin. We are the only state in the country that elects its top public education official, but does not have a state board of education. And so this gives the superintendent of public instruction pretty broad powers and really affect and influence the way that education is administered in Wisconsin. The two that made it to the final round, which will be on the April 1st ballot alongside things like the state Supreme Court race, are the incumbent, Jill Underly. She is seen kind of broadly as the more liberal-leaning candidate. She has the backing of the state Democratic Party. Probably the most noteworthy thing that has happened coming out of the Department of Public Instruction in the last year was over the summer, Jill Underly oversaw a change to what is considered proficient on state standardized tests. She's been accused by Kinser, she's been accused by Republican lawmakers of quote unquote lowering the standards. Her opponent is a education consultant from the Milwaukee area named Brittany Kinser. She has made a really interesting play in this election where she has kind of aligned herself with conservative groups in the Republican Party. And her big thing is that she's very pro-voucher program. She's very pro-school choice in Wisconsin. Now Governor Tony Evers was the superintendent of public instruction. A defining piece of his time as the head of DPI was to tie the state's proficiency expectations to this national program called NAEP. Jill Underly would tell you today that NAEP does not do a good job of reflecting what students learn in Wisconsin classrooms. It's a higher expectation. That's why it seems like proficiency levels are so low, whereas when you actually measure kids against what they're learning in Wisconsin classrooms, which she says the new standards do, you get a better sense of how well kids are doing. There's a ton going on, and there's a lot of things of great consequence. The attention has been on the state Supreme Court race. There is a lot of chatter about a constitutional amendment that'll appear on the ballot that wants to codify the state's voter ID law. And there's this race, which has not gotten a ton of attention, but can really have an influence and effect on K-12 education in particular in Wisconsin.